everybody. Welcome to the Hacienda. Glad you're back. Glad I'm back. Rivet here. I know it's been a long time, but you know, life gets in the way. Cameras break down, batteries go bad, editing software goes on the fritz, whatever. But we're back in the saddle here. I'm going to start off by cooking something delicious. Roasted Yucatan style chicken. Now, when the Conquistadores arrived in New Spain, which is Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, back in the day, in the early 1500s, the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Incas were cooking very similar recipes like this. Now, there's about 100,000 different versions of this recipe. This is my take on it, but they all follow the same theme. The chicken, well, they didn't have chicken back then, so they used turkey. Is marinated in sour orange juice with chili powders and garlic and seasonings, and then it's roasted or grilled. Now, it's been 110 degrees weather. Not actually, it's been like 100 degrees, but it feels like 110, so I am not going to grill this chicken. It's too hot out. What we're going to do is oven roast it. Now, I've made this a couple times before, oven roasting it. It comes out beautiful. So we're going to do that. Right now, I'm going to show you the ingredients for the marinade. We're going to marinate it overnight, and then we're going to roast it tomorrow. We got a quarter cup of vegetable oil here. You can use any kind of oil you want. A couple bay leaves, sea salt, chipotle powder. Now, you can use hot paprika, chili powder, anything, but chipotle is a smoked jalapeno, so it's probably more authentic. Garlic, we're going to use Cheater's garlic because the original recipe calls for 20 cloves, and I'm not going to mess with that. Cheater's garlic's cool. Ground cumin, and a quarter cup of Ancho chili powder. Ancho chili powder is very mild as well. This recipe is not picante. Now, here's the cool thing that I want to show you. The recipe calls for sour orange juice, which sour oranges grew wild in Mexico and Central America. I was not able to find any in the store, but I'm going to show you a cheating hack. You can use regular orange juice and mix it 50-50 with lemon juice, and what you have is sour orange juice. So that's what we're going to do today. Notice I got the no pulp orange juice, which is fine. It's going to make it a lot easier. So stick with me and I'm going to show you how we're going to put the marinade together. Alright, what we have here is a cup and a half of orange juice and a cup and a half of that lemon juice. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sea salt, the bay leaves, 2 tablespoons of the hot paprika, and 2 teaspoons of cumin. And yes, the Incas and Mayans had cumin. Quarter cup of this Ancho chili powder. This is good stuff. I found this on online retailer. It's hand packed in California. It's from Amazing Chilies and Spices. The chilies and the smoking are from Mexico, and they ship it in bulk, and it's packed in California. Good stuff. All right, quarter cup of that, which is the remainder of the bag, and quarter cup of vegetable oil. You can use any kind of oil you want. They did have oil back in Central America back then during the Conquista. Don't know what kind, but they had oil. Alright, now I told you recipe calls for 20 cloves of garlic. I'm not going to mess with that. Told you I'm using Cheater's garlic. So I got 14 generous teaspoons here of the Cheater's garlic. That looks to be about 20 cloves. And folks, it sure beats peeling and chopping 20 cloves of garlic. Okay, so now what we do is just whisk it in really well and get it all incorporated. Let me go ahead and prep the chicken, and we're going to put the chicken in a bag, pour the marinade over it, and then we're going to fridge it overnight. You can fridge it 6 to 8 hours. But I found if you do it overnight, it gives it an extra time for the flavors to infuse the meat all the way to the bone. So join me in a little bit. Alrighty, so we got the bird in a bag, all in the marinade, and we got it in this plastic container. It's going to go in the fridge. Now what I do is every few hours rotate the bird over so you can get the marinade all over, but with a bag that's not necessary because the juice is going to go everywhere. Now this is a 6.5 pound chicken. I've used two 3-pound chickens before with the same amount of recipe. Works out perfectly, so whatever you can find. Alright, so it's going in the fridge. I will see you tomorrow. Alright, welcome back. Through the miracle of time, it is now the next day, and we've gotten the chicken out of the marinade, and we have trussed up the legs. First thing we're going to do is take a bunch of fresh cilantro like so, put it in the cavity like that, and then followed by a quarter orange. And now the bird's ready to roast. Let me show you how we set it up in the roasting pan. Alright, here it is on the roasting pan. What we've done here at the bottom of the roasting pan, we've put in 1 cup of the marinade. This is going into a preheated 350 degree oven. It's going to cook for a total of 2 hours, or 165, 170 internal temp. Now the rest of the marinade we've reserved in a saucepan, and I'll show you here in a moment what we're going to do with that. Okay, once the chicken is in the oven at 350 degrees, we put the rest of the marinade in a saucepan, and we brought it to a gentle boil like this. And we're going to cook this at that temperature for the first hour along with the chicken. Alright, it has been 1 hour, and this little birdie is looking really good. And folks, if I had smell-o-vision to share with you, I would, because that smells fantastic. Now here's the magic we're going to use with the sauce that's been cooking and thickening up for an hour. We're just going to spoon it over the bird like this. Now during this past hour, I've fished out all the bay leaves, so they're gone. This is going to add another layer of goodness and richness, and you can see all that garlic that's coming out there on the sauce. It's good stuff. Alright, now after we're done here, we're going to put the chicken back in the oven for another hour at 350, and we're going to continue to cook down the sauce and let it reduce down and get it as thick as possible. And here we go, just out of the oven after the second hour, temped out at 170 in the thigh. Smells absolutely delicious, resauced. Let's go ahead and get it on a platter and make it look pretty. And here you go, lovely Yucatan oven roasted chicken. It smells absolutely delicious. And let me tell you folks, I said I've made it a few times already. It is just unbelievably good. And over here you have all that cooked down remaining marinade, which is great for a sauce or just to dip your meat in as you eat. Thanks for watching, people. I do appreciate you. Hope you give it a try. Take care.